Meanwhile, we are seeing major illegal immigration crackdowns in all corners of the country. In Florida, ICE has detained nearly 800 undocumented migrants across the state over the last 4 days. While in Colorado, in a raid on an underground nightclub, agents arrested more than 100. The DEA says this includes members of Tren de Aragua and MS-13. NewsNation's Jorge Ventura tracking this cross-country enforcement action. Jorge, what can you tell us tonight?
Well, Natasha, the Trump administration is seeking to ramp up those deportation numbers. Federal authorities are carrying out 2 large enforcement operations in 2 states, nearly 2,000 miles apart, and arresting nearly 1,000 illegal immigrants, including gang members, in the country illegally.
This is an underground illegal nightclub, okay? And what was happening inside was significant drug trafficking, prostitution, crimes of violence. We seized a number of guns in there.
In the middle of the night, more than 300 officers from the DEA, ICE, FBI, ATF, and local police stormed a packed underground club in Colorado Springs, finding over 200 people inside, seizing drugs, weapons, and putting more than 100 illegal immigrants into custody. Investigators say some of the detainees are suspected members of the dangerous transnational gangs like Tren de Aragua and MS-13. And among the drugs seized, agents found cocaine in a dangerous synthetic known as 2C, a pink cocaine increasingly popular at illegal parties. Even more alarming, authorities confirm some of the nightclub security guards were active duty U.S. military members. Over a dozen service members were inside the club, either working as armed security or partying as patrons. After the raid, the DEA shared photos from inside the club showing cash scattered across tables, bottles of beer, and even a Mexican passport. They captioned the post, "Nothing good happens after 3 a.m. And while that raid was unfolding in Colorado, down in Florida, a new aggressive deportation blitz called Operation Tidal Wave was already in full swing. In just 4 days, ICE and Florida law enforcement arrested nearly 800 illegal immigrants statewide, many with serious criminal records, gang ties, or outstanding warrants. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis praising the results, tweeting, "Operation Tidal Wave is an example of Florida and DHS partnering to deliver big results on immigration and deportations."
Federal agents say that this is just the start of their mission to, quote, make America safe again. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem also tweeting out saying, quote, "We will hunt down and arrest and deport you," a message to illegal immigrants in the country, Natasha.
Yeah, and Jorge, speaking of Kristi Noem, I understand you're learning more about the man accused of recently stealing her purse when she was eating dinner in D.C. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's right, Natasha. Secret Service launched multiple investigations looking at the suspects who are responsible for the theft of Kristi Noem's purse. We are learning today that 2 suspects have now been arrested. The first one is identified as 49-year-old Mario Bustamante Leiva. He was taken into custody today. He is charged with 2 counts of robbery tied to the purse thefts at restaurants in Washington, D.C., including Kristi Noem. Investigators say that he targeted diners by stealing purses from the back of their chairs during Easter weekends. That's when he took Kristi Noem's purse. Now, Noem says that the thief used his foot to hook her purse, drag it a few steps, and cover it with a coat. We're also learning just about an hour ago a second suspect tied to a pattern of thefts and robberies in D.C., including Noem's purse, was also arrested today in Miami, Florida. Secret Service saying that arrest was in conjunction with ICE and also Miami Beach PD. In a statement, Noem did thank law enforcement. She described Leiva, the first suspect, as a career criminal who has been in the U.S. illegally for years. The NewsNation is still working right now to confirm his immigration status. Authorities say that Leiva's arrest is part of a larger investigation into a string of robberies. And Natasha, when it comes to that second suspect, United States Secret Service says that identity will be revealed once those charges are filed with Metropolitan Police Park in D.C. Natasha.
All right, Jorge Ventura with that live report in San Antonio. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.